Okay, hi, scotchandsci-fi.co.uk or scotchsci-fi.com. I'm John, and I'm going to do an SMWS advent calendar reveal. So this is a spoiler video, okay? I'm going to completely say that about 50 times. I'm going to repeat myself. This is a spoiler video. Spoiler. The only situation in which you should be watching this. I'm not writing anything in there. I'm not going to make a list of anything. I don't want anyone to accidentally look or hear anything and then blame me for spoiling stuff. This is a spoiler video. It's a spoiler video for the content of the SMWS Christmas Advent Calendar. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you everything that's in it. It's here. And I'm going to tell you everything that's here. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as humanly possible. It's not going to work because it's me. But I'm going to try to do things as quick as possible. I've got my faithful companion here to tell me if tell me the numbers to distilleries, because I don't know them all. I know some of them, but I've only got a finite brain capacity. This is the advent calendar. Everything looks backwards to me as well. It doesn't help, but it will look right way up to you. It's the advent calendar. There are 25 entries here, so you get one on Christmas Day as well. It's a nice little box, a nice little container from the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. I bought this myself because I haven't actually been a member of the Scotch Malt Whisky Society for a few months, and I got to admit there's a certain part of me that's missing it, so I thought I'd play a little bit of catch up with some little drams. So yeah, I went ahead and bought this via a member, a friend of mine. Thank you very much to that friend. I won't say names, but just in case you get inundated with loads of people going, oh, can you get this? You know who you are. Cheers, dude, or dudette. So this is it. I'm going to spoil it. This is a spoiler video. Spoiler. I'm going to tell you everything in this in it. I'm not going to open up the little panels. I'm going to save that for when I actually do have it myself. And I'll forget about this by then because my memory's crap. So I'm going to spoil it. Spoiler. If you don't want to know what's in this, turn it off now. Go away. Right? I'm going to tell you what's in this. 1 through 25. I'll try to go as quickly as possible. 2.5 minutes in, I haven't said nothing. Right, okay. Nothing's going to fall out the bottom of the video, is it? No. Alright. Okay, so I'm cheating, clearly. Oh, that's one. Right, so fortunately they're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, blah, 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 so that makes it easy. So number 1 is a 16-year-old... Immediately looking it up. A 16-year-old 135, which isn't on here. Oh, for God's sake, what's 135? You might have to look that up. It's Highland. A 16-year-old 135. It's a refill barrel. 16-year-old 135.9. One for the high road. 135. I don't want to guess because I might be wrong and look at Pillock. Already failed miserably. Under window number 2 is a 35.223. A Theta State of Mind, 35 being Glenmoray. It's 31 years old. It's a bourbon, first fill Barrique Sauternes. I imagine that's probably a finish, but I don't know for sure. On 3 is 4.250 Celebrity Yurt Indulgence. It's a 16-year-old Highland Park from a refill Butt X Oloroso. On day 4 is Simple But Far From Dull. It's 84.28. It's a 9-year-old Glendullan. Under number 5 is a 9.156 Brutus Magnificus. 22-year-old. 9 is Glengrant, isn't it? Glengrant, yeah, it is. From a first fill Hogshead XPX. That sounds like it could be a refill. Not a refill, a finish. 93.99 Drambletown Lock. 93 is Glen Scotia. It's a 15-year-old refill Hogshead X Bourbon from Gambleton. Number 7 is G1.16 Chardonnay Wine Gums. It's a 26-year-old grain and second fill butt heavy toast. I don't know if that's going to be a finish as well. G1 is About Nemi Grain Distilleries under the codes. Duty wants North British. Shaking a bit there. Thirsty. 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8 is 13.613. Is a Dalmore. It's an 11-year-old Dalmore. Gardner takes a break, and it's in a refill barrel ex-bourbon. For information, these are all 25 milliliter bottles. Number 9 is 53.265. That's a Aquila Peaty Briny Goodness. It's 11 years old in a refill ex-bourbon hogshead. On day 10, you've got 2.110. It's a Glenlivet. Is it Glenlivet? Yeah, it's Glenlivet, isn't it? Yeah, it's Glenlivet. It's a Glenlivet. It's 13-year-old, caked in custard. 13 years old, refill ex-bourbon barrel. On day 11, you have a 122. Oh shit, what's 122? Pardon my French. A Croftingayer. It's a Loch Lomond. It's a peated Loch Lomond, but a Croftingayer. I can't pronounce it. It's that. 122.25. Not for the faint-hearted. It's a 7-year-old second fill hogshead ex-bourbon. So that's going to be peaty because it's young. It's going to still have its peat in it. On number 12 is a 42.37. There's a cat coming, which is a Lechig. Of course it's a Lechig. It's steamy. Yes, it is steamy. It's steamy Turkish bath. It's a 10-year-old refill barrel ex-bourbon. There's a Morgan in the background. Morgan, do not eat that cardboard. It's got a tendency to eat cardboard. 10, 11, 12. On day 13, we've got 121.102, which is a Aaron. It's 18-year-old, a fruity fruition. First fill barrique ex-red wine. I suspect that will be a finish. On day 14, 28.39 vanilla poached peaches. 28 is Talibardine, 11-year-old second fill ex-bourbon, a barrel. On 15, day 15, we have a 6.28. 6 being Glendeveron or Macduff Distillery. It's 11 years old in a refill ex-bourbon hogshead. Day 16. 134. Okay, that's easy. 134.4 struts its stuff. It's a 6-year-old refill ex-bourbon barrel from India. It's Paul John. Day 17 is 10.155, so that's a 10-year-old Bunnahabhain from a refill ex-bourbon hogshead. 15, 16, 17, 18. Day 18 is a 36.142. It's 36 when I say. It's a Benrins. I'm pronouncing that wrong. For a dignified dad. It's 20 years old in a refill ex-hogshead bourbon barrel. It's not ex-hogshead. It's ex-bourbon hogshead. 20-year-old. That should be quite nice actually. Day 19 is different. It's an Armagnac, a 5.1. It is literally a 5.1. I have no idea where that's from. France probably. Single cask Armagnac. It's called Fruit Shop Raid, and it's a 1989 vintage. It's come from a Gascon black oak cask from Armagnac. The grape is a Colombard. I know nothing about Armagnac other than it's quite tasty. I do actually like it. On day 20, you've got 66.118. That's an Ardmore from Ardmore. 11 years old from a refill ex-bourbon hogshead. Day 21, you have Peat Ferry. So this is their latest blendy type thing. So this is a peaty blend. Batch 3, 10 years old. That's not really batch 3, is it? It's It's not batch 3 of Pete Ferry, it's batch 3, I think, of their blended stuff. Batch 1 and 2 both being the erotic. No, we're not erotic. Oh God, exotic something. Anyone who think I've been drinking? That's embarrassing. Pete Ferry. Not as embarrassing as it. Right. Okay. 22 is 54.63. 54 being Tabellar. Okay. 17-year-old from a second fill ex-bourbon barrel. 17-year-old Abelard, 2000 and some face oddity. Yeah, says face. On day 23, you have a 5.65 cocktail hour. That's a 15-year-old first fill ex-bourbon barrel from Toshan. On day 24, 51.9. What's 51? Bush. Oh, okay. 51.9 is Bushmills. Okay, so it's a 15-year-old Irish whiskey from Bushmills called Sinful Indulgence. It's 15-year-old from First Fill ex-bourbon. That should be tasty. And finally, your Christmas Day dram is a 34-year-old Milton Duff, 72.62, full throttle sophistication. And that's coming from a refill ex-bourbon barrel. And that was actually distilled on the 1st of December 1983, I think. My eyes were going a bit. 34-year-old, and that is your tasty Christmas Day dram. And what a Christmas, that'll be a good one. Yeah. Good one for Christmas Day. Right, that was it. That's your spoilers. It's all done and dusted. I'm going to forget all about that, but I actually think that's a nice little selection, nice little set to have on the run up to Christmas. If you manage to have a dram a day, which I tend to not be able to. I'd like to, but just work gets in the way, life gets in the way, all the rest of it. Anyway, so that's that. Spoiler done. You ain't going to be watching now anyway, so that's it now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that social media garb. Say hi, comment, take a mickey. I don't care. I'm not going to read it. So anyway, so spoil. That's it. I'd say Happy Christmas, but it's bloody November. Alright, and I'm not going to get into that because it's already annoying. All the Christmas decorations up everywhere. I'm not going to the mall for bloody 3 weeks because I tell you what, it's just going to spoil it. By the time Christmas comes along, it's just like, isn't it over yet? It takes too long, man. Anyway, fireworks night, for God's sake. When will we... Anyway, not going to... Right. Enjoy. See you later. Bye.